11 success lessons from the Amazon founder and what you can do to incorporate this in your business. Welcome to Edupreneur.International, where you will discover how to profitably educate your market and where you will learn how to increase your sales, use better systems and tools, and communicate your message in the online world so you have more freedom, more money, and more customers. My name is Michelle Keller, and I'd like to share with you the key lessons I found and gathered together from Jeff Bezos. He's the founder and former CEO of Amazon. He started with his company in 1994 and from zero, from scratch, out of a garage. And today it's worth more than $1.7 trillion, with a T, trillion dollars. And this is amazing. You know, he was relentless in growing his company and turned his former bookstore, small one, online bookstore, into a global enterprise. Well, you don't have to like him, but definitely we can take some key lessons, what he shared with us, and use this in your business as a coach, as a trainer, as an expert in your field, so you educate your market profitably. And that's exactly what we will be doing here today. So what can we learn from all of these and pull out important lessons about entrepreneurship, innovation, and customer experiences? Now, what is the first lesson? The first lesson is use the regret minimization framework. What is this? That means when you're 80 or 90 years old and you're looking back to your life, on your life, what will you be telling yourself? What will you ask? What questions will you have answered? And what have you done in your life? Will you be happy, or will you regret a couple of things and say, okay, I should have done this? So this is the regret minimization framework, what he is sharing. And if you implement this into your daily tasks and questions, it will shape your answers, your actions, and therefore your future. Now, number 2, find the right opportunity. Now, Bezos decided to build an internet business and not a book business. At that time, 1994, he started out of a garage and he researched and he realized that the growth rate has a value of 2,300% at that time. That's why he decided on bookstores, to build an online bookstore. And we all know that this was not only one bookstore, it's a huge brand today. We will talk about this in a moment even more. Lesson number 2, be customer obsessed. Exactly, obsessed. Not only focus on your customers, but be obsessed. You need to have an obsessive and compulsive focus on the customers, because the customers are those people you're doing business with. And that's why we want to focus so much on them, what they need, what is their, what do they want, what is they really are telling you. So therefore, we have to ask them and start a great and good conversation with them to understand what they really need so we can provide services or products to them. Now, number 4, make your value exceed all the cost. Does the buying process make the customer's life easier? Do the processes you have, do they support your customers? So your value you share with your customers and your clients need to exceed all the costs, and they need to surprise them. Your service needs to surprise them. And that's why they will value what you give them so much more. Are you focusing on that enough? Now, if you want to know more about that, I'd invite you to here on the channel to know more about that. Come to our VIP Mastermind group on Facebook and look me up and connect with me on LinkedIn. Now, the next lesson we can take from him is fear your customers, but not your competitors. There is so much focus on the competitors, and when I work with companies and clients, then they have often a stronger focus on their competitors than on their customers. But the customers, they have the money and therefore the power, and not the competitors. That's why we need to focus so much on the customers. Lesson number 6, focus on the long term. Now, when Bezos started in 1994, he not only thought that he would start a book business, he thought long term. He reinvested in the early days almost everything back into the business because he favored growth over profits. Know why you're doing that and how long you want to be and play that game and be in that business, and why you're doing this. That brings us into the next point, which is number 7, feed the flywheel. So what does that mean? In his vision, the books were only the beginning. They would attract the customers, and those would generate revenue so that they can be used to offer more products at low prices. That's what his business structure. But his vision was, we start with something which will move the next things forward, and that's why we will progressively build a flywheel which will eventually work on its own. And it is amazing what he has done, and that's why it's a huge company today. One is supporting the other, and if one part is not working well in his field, he either sells it or he knows that the other parts of his businesses are working well. That's the thought process there. Now, number 8 is hire for intensity. What does he mean by that? You need to create a mission-driven employees, mission-driven teams. Too many are focusing on the money. What do I get? What can I take out of the business of my job? But those people are not really, they will not be supporting you when times are getting harder, when times are tough. And now each and every one of us know that we're living in the storm. It's a storm out there. That's why we need mission-driven employees. We need mission-driven teammates. And we need to have a mission. If you do not have a strong mission, then the others won't follow you. My mission is to help 100,000 edupreneurs to educate their market profitably. And why? Because to have a life of freedom and choice. Why? Because you deserve it. We deserve a better life of freedom and choice. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I invite you to be a part of our Facebook VIP Mastermind group. Next step is protect your culture. Protect your culture, which is based on the mission. Based on your mission, which builds your history, protect and build your culture. So therefore, you need to know what your past is and what your present is and your future. And you must recognize your history and preserve it carefully. That's why today we shape our tomorrow. And tomorrow we can say that is, that is tomorrow we can say this is our past. Now, Bezos says culture is created slowly over time by the people and by events, by the people and the events, and the people create the events. But also other events are shaping us, like the world, what is happening right now, and by the stories of past successes and failures. And those become a part of the company lore. Therefore, don't be shy of the failures, because they have made you, they have created your company where it is and stands right now. It's a part of the process. Number 10, know what kind of decision you are making. Now he's giving us a nice example, two examples. There are two types of decisions, a one-door and a two-way door decision. So a one-door decision and a two-way door decision. The one-door decisions are less consequential, and you can reverse them if you make the wrong decision. But the two-way decisions are irreversible and often have a major consequences. These decisions should be made with a small team or a member of your team with high judgment. Avoid confusing those two types of decisions. Each and every one of us, we have to do our decisions daily, on a daily basis, and especially as an entrepreneur, as an edupreneur, you need to do sometimes tough decisions. But why? It should be guided by your mission, and also think long term. This will help you in making the right decisions. But I also meet a lot of entrepreneurs who are afraid of making decisions, and they think, I'd rather not do any decisions because then I don't make mistakes. But as we all know, education and learning is based on making decisions. This is a strong this goes against what we have learned in school, where we should not make any mistakes. But in real life, we know that making mistakes is a part of our life and also part of our business life. Now, the last point. Listen to your critics. Yes, do so, but not too much. He says, if you can't afford to be misunderstood, don't do anything new or innovative. First, look in a mirror and decide if your critics are right. And if they're right, then change. That's so important. We need to listen to our customers, and our customers are our best critics. And therefore, we need to learn from them. What do they need? Listen more. How much are you listening to your customers and your clients? And are you asking them, what do they need? And what is not working well? Then change it. Now, Bezos started 26 years ago with a knowledge business, just a small bookstore. But he knew people wanted to learn and grow. People wanted to read. People wanted to become a better version of themselves. And today, more than ever, they want to learn. They need to learn. And that's why I'm here, what I am doing. If you want to know more, please like and subscribe and get notified, and share your comments with me and others so that we can start a conversation. I'm looking forward to talking to you soon again. And until then, stay successful and stay healthy.